50 meter. After the top fork right. Cup 103.
I was always on the co-driver seat from the beginning because I was never interested to drive myself. I think the main thing at first is really that you are completely addicted to it somehow. From the mental side, I would say more difficult than from the body side. You have to be awake and you have to be focused all the time, which is not always easy. You need to accept that you make mistakes. This is normal, this is life, you are all humans. You need to have some kind of luck to be able to win the Dakar. Without any luck, I think you can't do it.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Co-driving, being strapped into a car at events like the Dakar Rally with only a road book to guide you through the vast expanse of treacherous terrain. Navigating across sand, rocks and desert requires skill, focus and total commitment to the art of co-driving. Finding a way where none exists, carving a path and forging ahead no matter what. What drives people to pursue motorsport not from behind the wheel but instead as professional passengers? Germany's Timo Gottschalk has 2 Dakar wins under his belt and a lifelong passion for rally raids and co-driving.
I was always on the co-driver seat from the beginning because I was never interested to drive myself, so I always enjoyed on the co-driver seat. I was always the person who was quite accurate in everything what I was doing, and I liked to make things properly in a very accurate way, and that's why I think I was quite good on the co-driver seat, because I was always trying to make everything right and in the good moment, and also to 110%. So that's what the drivers liked, and that was what was giving me the way to have good results.
Qualities that meant Timo quickly rose through the motorsport ranks, going from competing in championship rally events before finally leaping into cross-country rallying with the Volkswagen team. In his third outing at the Dakar and only his second time in the car category, Gottschalk and driver Nasser Al-Attiyah finished on the podium.
Volkswagen decided to put me beside Nasser, which was for me something very big, because the pressure was immediately very high and we were from the beginning fighting for victory. But at the end it was a big fight with Carlos, which ended with just 2 minutes 12 seconds on the last day. I think still until now it's the closest gap ever on a Dakar final result.
The very next year in 2011, Gottschalk and Al-Attiyah won the event outright.
The year when we were winning, especially for me, I think it was my 3rd year in the car only. So it was a really, really big thing and very nice feeling. And if you cross the finish line and nearly nothing can take it away from you anymore, you are so relaxed, all the pressure is falling off. It's a really nice feeling.
Timo has had to wait 14 long years to experience that feeling again, winning the 2025 Dakar Rally with Saudi Arabian driver Yazeed Al-Rajhi. It was the German co-driver's 17th attempt at the event.
It was very special to win it with Yazeed in Saudi Arabia, with the Dakar in Saudi Arabia, and he as a Saudi. I was also proud to be on his side to make it possible for him to win the Dakar in his home country.
But with 8,000 kilometers of driving over the course of 12 days in the desert, the only thing guaranteed at the Dakar is that there are simply no guarantees.
Every day something bad can happen, and every day you can lose the Dakar.
Their win in 2025 was by a mere 3 minutes and 57 seconds, the second closest finish in the event's car category. And at one point, this victory didn't seem likely.
We had no reverse gear and we stuck in a canyon with no exit. And for me, I thought it's over, but he somehow managed to turn the car over the big rocks to come out there.
Timo's journey to the Dakar began in his hometown of Rheinsberg, Germany, a place where he recovers between events, playing fetch with his dog Cooper to relax before it's time for another outing in the rally car.
I must say, this area where I'm coming from is quite a motorsport area. There was a lot of of friends and other people doing some motorsport in East German times. And then one year we thought with my friend why we should not start to do it somehow properly on an official event. And that's how it started. I think it was 1995. We did our first rally with an old East German car, with a Trabant. So that was how everything was getting started.
30 years later, the stakes are a lot higher, and the risks of competing in the Dakar are huge.
I think trust is a very important part of all the motorsport we are doing, because somehow you're giving your life in the hand of the driver, and the driver is giving his life in the hand of the co-driver. So I think it's not working without the good portion of trust.
And that trust transcends the boundaries of nation and language.
You don't need to have a driver on your side or a co-driver from the same country, so at the end it's working even with completely different cultures. You just have to respect each other.
At the Dakar, the level of responsibility that lies on the shoulders of the co-driver is immense. The need to make split-second decisions and calls, navigate accurately from one waypoint to the next, and never let one's attention wane.
From the mental side, I would say more difficult than from the body side. You have to be awake and you have to be focused all the time, which is not always easy. What we are doing now with the Dakar Rally, with this long stages, just going into the unknown, it's for me more difficult in the cross country than the normal rally. I remember many days in Dakar, you were just sleeping 2-3 hours in the night as a co-driver because you had the chance to prepare something for the next day, and that was okay. The co-driver who was willing to do a lot of job and sleeping less, he was better prepared the next day.
But even with the road book to help competitors navigate through the unknown, it really is up to the co-driver to find a path where none exists. A gargantuan task.
That's always quite difficult. As long as you have the bikes in front and they are opening the stage mainly, you have the bike marks and you have a lot of bikes passing before, and as long as nobody bike is coming back, you know if the direction is good. Now we have also many days in Dakar where we're just the cars opening the stage. If you are the first car, you just have to decide something. And you need to start to take your own feeling and to understand if you are 100% correct in the roadwork. That is always sometimes a little bit like a gamble. It's a lot of instinct. This is something you understand with the years of rallying, of reading the roadbook, where you have to be more focused and where you can be more relaxed.
Even with accolades, experience, precision and hard work, things can sometimes go wrong. Being able to move on from mistakes is key to success at the Dakar.
You need to accept that you make mistakes. This is normal, this is life, you are all human. If you do some mistakes, you always need to look forward, and you always need to focus even more, because sometimes you make a mistake as a co-driver and then in the next kilometer you always think about the mistake and then you make even more mistakes. So you need to be able to adopt this in your head and just to start from new.
Of his 17 Dakar starts, Timo has racked up 2 wins and 2 podiums. But he's also failed to complete the event 5 times. Most recently in 2024 when he and Yazeed Al-Rajhi won 3 stages but then crashed out on the event's 6th stage.
You need to have some kind of luck to be able to win the Dakar. Without any luck, I think you can't do it. If you don't win an event because of some technical issue, it was not in your hands, so you cannot do nothing. So if you don't win an event because of some mistakes you have done, it is hard to swallow. But even at the same time, it gives you even more drive to try it again and to understand and to learn out of the mistakes you made and to make it better the next time.
And even when a rally is going well, the pressure constantly rises.
The closer you come to the finish line, the more your hope is rising. But also the closer you come to the finish line, the more stress you have inside. You're always scared that something can happen out of your control to lose everything again.
Even celebrated co-drivers like Timo struggle with self-doubt.
So I'm putting a lot of pressure to myself, but I have always the feeling before a rally I do it the first time. So it's really strange. But you always doubt on yourself. You always have a feeling like you are having like a big exam every day. I would not say that with every more Dakar it gets more easy. Maybe even opposite, I don't know.
Despite all the risks involved, the Dakar's allure is impossible for Timo to resist.
It's a competition inside a big adventure. You are facing difficulties where you just have to survive without looking on the time. Just to go through somehow, to keep the car in one piece and to understand and to help yourself and to come out of big difficulties. And this is something which is a nice mix of adventure and competition.
Motorsport has also taught Timo that though there can be extremely low points, they never last too long and are often followed by highs.
This I learned in the motorsport, that even if some days are really bad, the next days can be very good. I'm always a person which is seeing the good side of everything. So for me, always the glass is half full, not half empty.
But excellence in the profession of co-driving requires total commitment and comes at a cost.
I think the main thing at first is really that you are completely addicted to it somehow. You need to decide for yourself that this is the thing I want to do. If you want to do it professionally, you really have to build everything around to make just this thing, which is not always easy. With family not easy and with your normal life not easy. Maybe I was losing also some friendship in my life because I was always somewhere on a rally.
Even so, much like when he's out in the desert trying to choose a route from amongst hundreds of possibilities, Timo stands by the path he's picked and the choices he's made.
If I had the chance to turn back the time, I would do it maybe again like this.